Hello and welcome to Free Fiddle Lessons. Today we're going to learn a jig called Timothy Clifford's. So it's a jig in the key of G, and it starts way down on the G string. First phrase sounds like this. So we're using some G arpeggio sort of motion here. G, B, and D. And there are a bunch of long notes in this tune, full beats in the jig rhythm. That's a dotted quarter note. And all of them really are interchangeable with several other kind of Irish stylistic ornaments. So you can use a roll on the long notes. You can make the long notes into shorter notes, either repeated or changing to another note. And at some point I'll do a whole jig variation kind of tutorial, but just to quickly show you in this case, you know, we have this long G, we could make it a G roll. We could make it 3 Gs, either in that rhythm or in a more even rhythm. Similarly, we can make a roll that's more evenly divided instead of. So that would, with 3 Gs, it would sound like this. You can also, in this case, I would, you know, if I was going to change the note, I would probably use G and maybe an F sharp and back to G. Sometimes I would go to a note above, but I don't think I would do that in this tune. I most commonly use a roll. But you can also, for now, just play a long G. So first phrase one more time. And there I ornamented with a little wiggle. Going very, very briefly, not even lifting my finger off the string to the F sharp. And that's kind of like the top half of a roll. Anyways, second phrase starts the same with the arpeggio, but then uses another notes for the second half. Let's do that much again. So that's the same, and then that's kind of weird, from C up to A. And then there's 2 pickup notes for the next phrase, going back down. So the whole phrase becomes this. would go back into the G again for the third phrase, which is going to be pretty close to the first one. So second phrase again. First and second phrases together. Third phrase starts the same and then has a different ending. So we're adding some notes to the first phrase. An A and a B. Let's play that whole third phrase. And now the ending. And we're going to have different final notes depending on whether we're going back into the A part or whether we're going to the B part. But just the simple bit of the ending, or the consistent part of the ending, starts with these long notes, and again you can roll them. And now to go back into the A part, we need to get back down to the G. So we jump arpeggio notes down to the G like this. That's going to bring us back down to the G. You could, of course, make it just end on the G and then dive down to the open G. But in most of Irish music, which this is, you don't tend to have as many breaks. I might do that for an effect playing for a contra dance, however, where it can be nice to have a kind of a break at the end of a part. So that would sound like this. But normally, if I was playing this tune, kind of in the Irish style, I'd add some notes to walk down. And I would also do that often playing for a dance. So let's try the whole A part, and then I'll show you the pickup notes for the B part. So the B part's going to start on an E, and we want to get up there from the G. So we do a G arpeggio up, and then land on the E. We're starting right on the E. So we have this nice long note. And each of the first three phrases of the B part is going to do this same pattern, and then each one's going to have a slightly different ending. So we might as well focus on some of the little things that I'm doing during this. So we have a long E, and then we have two B's in a row. We could play them twice, but we can also combine them into one bow and tap to separate them. And that's a great place to learn the flick. I'm just touching the string. I'm not just touching the string. I'm not even playing the note. And here I tend to be doing it on a down bow. But you should practice both directions because it's just as often you find it on the up bow. And this is kind of a Irish style piece that in my mind comes from whistle playing or pipe playing, where you have to hit another note. You can't just stop. Well, on the whistle you can, but on the pipes you can't just stop playing very easily. So the style has become that you use another note to quickly go to another note and come back as a way of separating the sound of two repeated notes. So our first ending is going to be climb up after these things. That's going to be the first one. So let's play that first phrase again. And then we have the same thing, same beginning, and a new ending for the second phrase. So those are the different notes. First one is B. Second one is A. So let's put those two together. Okay, and the third phrase starts the same again. So now we have, first one's B, second one's A, third one is G. So they sound weird kind of out of context, but sometimes knowing that it's B, A, G can help people get these funny little endings. So, and then the ending actually is going to be the same as in the A part. And because we're going back into the B part, we're going to climb up. So let's play the whole B part now. We'll play it twice with both endings. And then I'll play right through the whole tune. And I should just say before I do so that though these first three phrases of the B part all kind of start the same, I would very rarely actually play them all the same. I do kind of a fake roll sometimes. Sometimes I play a unison fourth finger on the A string, E, and with the open E. Sometimes I go to a note above, like I kind of talked about. You could go to a note below, but why change strings? So that's probably why I go to a note above. Sometimes I hit F sharp, sometimes I hit G. I wouldn't go to A, I wouldn't go to F natural. Those are fun things to try though. So I'll bring some of that variation in. The first time through I'll try to play just straight notes as I've been teaching you, and then the second time through the B part I will bring in some of that variation. I'll do the same when I play the whole tune. So here we go, B parts twice. So I just have to pause because I said that I wouldn't do an F natural, but then I in fact just did one and I liked the way it sounded. It's like super natural. It's flatter than natural. It's really just kind of bending the E up a little bit with my finger. Anyways, okay, whole tune now. Timothy Clifford's.